Well, Tarik Skubal has been traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers. We've now had about 12 hours sleep on it, and it still feels absolutely insane and ridiculous and not enough and annoying and frustrating and all the words that you could imagine to describe a trade where the best team in baseball gets the best pitcher in baseball, even though he's a rental, for a relatively underwhelming prospect package. Before we get going into it, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Windup over here if you want to see some more baseball content. And, of course, a big shout out to Prize Picks, our sponsor today. We'll hear more from them later. James, I haven't really gotten a chance to talk with you. I've been seeing the tweets. I liked your "I'm so mad about this trade I can't sleep" tweet. How you feeling now?
I mean, it's kind of the same. It's the same feeling, like watching this trade. And again, it's not even like the return of it. I think there's some things about this trade where the anger is very warranted. I think there's some things where it's a little bit possibly misguided. I think the discourse has gotten a bit out of control. No thanks to you personally. But,
Just ranted for 15 minutes on my channel
Yeah,
at 1 a.m. last night.
I'm going to start with this by giving you and I told you so that the world would be very underwhelmed by the eventual return for Tarik Skubal.
Yes, I'm going to also give you a half I told you so of they asked other teams for way more, it seems like, than what they eventually got from the Dodgers. So I am interested. I wish we could get more about the negotiation side from the other teams, because what we're seeing, the proposed package was back from the Brewers, I feel like was more. I feel like some of the other teams that are involved could have offered more. That's also where I stand on this too.
That second part, I think, is true, and I think that's a larger part of discussion I want to bring it to, like, in a few minutes. But let's do what we did last week, and let's get into the minds of the general managers. I'm the Tigers, and you could be the Dodgers and the Brewers.
All right.
So you've offered me River Ryan, Zaire Hope, and another lottery ticket prospect, and I'm comfortable with that offer. And now I'm going to other teams and being like, can you beat this offer? You're the Brewers. You don't. And I say Logan Henderson, Luis Pena beats this offer. What do you say?
I mean, I would have made the trade. I would do it. I think for Logan Henderson, Luis Pena, for a Brewers team that could win the World Series this year if they got Tarik Skubal, I would have made that trade. But we also know that's unfortunately not how these smaller teams operate, these smaller market teams, because they do take into account like the surplus value and how much these prospects are actually going to be worth versus the actual value of Tarik Skubal being on this team for 2.5 months. And if you don't win the World Series, how much the value swings back to the team that got those players, where the Dodgers can take on that risk more because they don't care about the money. It's a really, like, I don't know what the right word is, but it's convoluted. Is that right?
Yeah, it also just depends on what you have in your system, which players are there, and how they actually fit the bill. Like, just the fact that the Brewers Jesus Mate was never going to be even close to valuable in this trade. And I kind of have a feeling that Luis Pena and Alexander Frias may not have been either. I think Frias is one of the best one of the best comps for Zaire Hope that another team could have matched in a package. And Logan Henderson is better than River Ryan. So I think that's you could have done
like
this.
I know Zaire Hope has like exceptional exit velos. There's no doubt about that.
Hits the shit out of the ball.
I like the Adam Shefsky guy though comp a little bit, because they're both going to be corner outfielders. They're both the same age. They're both at the same level. They're both having relative success, and I think the Adam Shefsky guy might be a more well-rounded player, where Zaire Hope, you are going to get a guy who theoretically could be like a 35 home run a year guy.
Yeah, Zaire Hope is really good. There's been too much Zaire Hope slander. I think he gets the shit end of it because he's like the fourth best player in his own AA team.
Before we talk more about the Skubal trade, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Use our code HMA when you sign up for Prize Picks to get in on this special offer. Play $5 and get $150 in lineups if you win. So download the Prize Picks app by clicking the link in our description and using our code HMA when you sign up. Because guys, seriously, Prize Picks is so easy to use. Simply select more or less on a few different players, lock them into your lineup, and then see how they do. Or maybe you want to make picks on teams. Prize Picks has that as well now. For today's picks, I went with less than 6 strikeouts for Garrett Cole against the Cubs. I went for less than 16.5 pitcher outs for Walbert Urania. And then I went with more than 1.5 hits, runs, plus RBIs for Ty France. Prize Picks is also available in most states, including California, Texas, Florida, even the state of New York. So what are you guys waiting for? Download the Prize Picks app right now by clicking the link in our description and use our code HMA to get in on our special offer. Play $5 and win $150 in lineups if you win. Big shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it. He also is not as much of a slam dunk prospect as maybe MLB Pipeline makes you to believe. I do like Baseball America's ranking more of him as like a top 50 guy rather than top 25.
I think Baseball Prospectus shoots the gap. I think they have him also like low 30s, late 20s. And they still say that he has a very fine margin of what he can be as a major league player because he's a guy that just goes out there and rips the ball. Like that's what Zaire Hope goes out there and does. He doesn't swing and miss a ton. But he's also still in Double-A, but he also hasn't had struggles with velocity or spin, but that can always happen as you move up a level. I think another thing to think about with these Dodgers prospects is kind of like how we used to regard, if you guys are into the NFL draft at all, like when a receiver from Ohio State comes out, or like back in the day, a loaded Alabama team, and you're like, wait a second. Like, these guys do get to play this game on easy mode. Like, Zaire Hope hits fourth every single day for the Tulsa Drillers. And before he comes up to the plate, you're usually having Josue DePaula, Mike Sirota, and then one of Jake Geloff or Kendall George. And these guys all have near 400 on-base percentage. Sirota, I think, has like a 440 on-base percentage. He just had a 70-something game on-base streak. So, yeah, it's really cool Zaire Hope has that's amazing production. He has the traits, and he has the tools. But it is nice to play baseball when there's a guy on every single time you come to the plate.
Yeah, like you have to throw him a strike, and like
it's the best. It's the best team ever.
Yeah, their Double-A team, the Tulsa Drillers, is like kind of must-watch baseball if you're a little sicko and want to watch some minor league because their roster is absolutely loaded. I said this in my video too. I didn't want to take this away from Zaire Hope. It was just more so that I think that there are prospects available from contenders that can be similar-ish value to a Zaire Hope, which kind of was my whole conversation of like this wasn't an unmatchable package by these other teams. Because I'm not mad at the Dodgers. Like, I would never be mad at the Dodgers for this. If the team that has Tarik Skubal, which is the Tigers, is going to take this package, you do this a million times, 100 out of 100 times. It's not even a thought. Auto send. Take it. I'm more mad that the other teams around the league didn't make a more competitive offer that could have beat the Dodgers. They just let the Dodgers essentially get Tarik Skubal. I know the Dodgers are kind of giving up a bit with what they are, but that farm system's so loaded. Like, I would have loved to seen the Brewers be more aggressive. I would have loved to seen someone else jump in. And also, I think the Tigers just traded him too early. I think just hold him for another 24 hours even.
I think so too. A big part of this is that if the Tigers were going to full sell, they have to full sell. So if they're going to trade Tarik Skubal, you have to trade them first. You have to give yourself time to trade Casey Mize, Gleyber Torres, any other relief pitchers you have. But and Mike Petriello pointed this out. The Tigers, again, a lot of teams in the way. They're 2.5 games out of a playoff spot with the third best run differential in the American League, higher than every single American League division leader right now. And this is a team that we've seen go on wicked runs in the past. This is a rotation that if you kept Tarik Skubal, Petriello pointed this out in his tweet too, you had a playoff rotation of Skubal, Melton, Mize, Framber Valdez. However, Framber's pitched this season, he pitches game 4 for you in the playoffs. Like, yeah. I feel like it gets to October and like the Framber Valdez, the chill will go down his spine. You still have what you think you have. And maybe this is what we talked about last week at our trade deadline preview. Like the Tigers see themselves as being the second or third best team in the American League on paper still.
Yeah.
Honestly. And again, you're worse without Skubal. It's not about this year anymore. But you go into next season, River Ryan is in your rotation. Zaire Hope is in AAA. You think you get him midseason. You're like, yep, we're ready to go. And I'm honestly most pissed off. The Tigers finally called up Max Clark 2 days ago. He has an amazing debut. He's like, to me, one of the 10 best prospects in baseball. And you're like, why wasn't he up 3 weeks ago when you actually had a chance to go on a run? He played one game with Tarik Skubal still on your active roster, or 2 now.
Yeah. I don't love the way that the Tigers handled this by any means. I think, like, major loser organization. I'm done with them. I'm disappointed that I even thought that they had a chance to do something this year. And they still might, which is the crazy thing because the American League is so absolute dog water, and that's another big problem here. Like, just nobody but the best team in baseball, the consensus #1 team, nobody wanted to get better than them. That's a bad spot for the sport to be.
It is, but the big part of it comes back to the other issues in the sport, which is that Tarik Skubal, the money he was due, is exorbitant for a rental, $10 million. And Tigers are like, wow, we can save $10 million. This is sick. And the elbow surgery has to be looming large. It has to be. Tarik Skubal got an experimental elbow procedure 2 months ago.
It definitely is something that I think a lot of people are not talking enough about.
And like he probably has such a heightened injury risk compared to any other starting pitcher in baseball right now. And you're paying him more money than any rental ever. And the fact that if you're, again, it's bullshit, smaller market team, you have to deal with that risk in a more serious way. Like the Brewers would have to, like the Dodgers don't have to. That's why it was always going to happen. It still hurts that it did.
Yeah, I really hoped another team was going to come in. But we can also say all these things and still say that the package back is underwhelming. Because while Zaire Hope is good, I think the other two pieces, one being River Ryan, I think has a lot of issues that are kind of being glazed over, but also probably being magnified a little bit too much. And then also Brady Smith is like kind of like a whatever-ish lottery ticket, kind of.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's totally expected. He's a pitcher coming off Tommy John as well, right?
Yeah, he was drafted in 2023, made his professional debut in 2025, and I think I saw a shout out. Bruce, my guy Bruce on Twitter, Dodgers guy who does a lot of minor league stuff. He was talking about how Brady Smith, I think, lowered his arm slot this year, and it has helped a bit. But I just I don't know, a guy who's pitched at low A for the majority of the year, who's 21 years old. I don't particularly care.
Could become something in 2 years. That's no big deal. But River Ryan is the funny inflection point in this deal because the thing that kept being reported consistently is that the Tigers wanted a near major league caliber starting pitcher. And it's just very funny to consider River Ryan that where at one hand, he's always shown great stuff, great command. It always looks like on a spreadsheet, he's ready to go, ready to rip any given second. Even if you look on some prospect publication, I know Fangraphs specifically had River Ryan ranked higher than Zaire Hope, which is very funny. But
River Ryan older than Juan Soto, by the way.
And he's 2 years younger than Tarik Skubal. He's 28 years old.
Same age as Bo Bichette.
It's a funny thing that the Dodgers are such a loaded major league team that if River Ryan was in any other organization, he would not still be considered a prospect because no matter what, you would have just been stop pitching in AAA. We just need you at the major league level.
Yes.
So he would have exhausted the rookie eligibility. But he also still has already used a year of team control because he came up
also, yeah.
and he rehabbed on the major league roster technically. So he's 5 years. It's a weird situation.
It's also weird, too, because the Dodgers have needed pitching at times, and River Ryan wasn't even the guy that they called. Does that not tell you stuff?
It almost tells you that they just want to keep him there just so they know they could trade him. Or also, they didn't want to risk him re-injuring. I don't know how to get into that. He hasn't had good results at AAA, but the stuff is still quite good. He
throws 98. The stuff is definitely great.
Deep
and I
repertoire.
think it's bizarre to me, too, that I feel like the injury stuff is being glazed over in, the prospect rankings with him, too. The fact that, I know he's a young arm, even though he's 28, because I believe he was a shortstop at UNC Pembroke and then got drafted by the Padres. The Dodgers got him for Matt Beatty, which also, fuck me. They traded Matt Beatty and Michael Busch, and they get 2 months of Tarik Skubal, basically.
Yeah, because Zaire Hope came from the Cubs in the Michael Busch trade years ago.
Yes, but River Ryan then became a pitcher. I think he got drafted as a pitcher, but he became a pitcher late in his career. He's had all these injuries. So it's not like he has the cleanest bill of health that he's been flying through the systems on this position change. It has been a strenuous process to even get him to consistently throw innings. And the Tigers were like, that's our guy. Let's get the 28-year-old with injury issues.
And I think because, again, think about the other teams that we heard were actually here down to the wire with the Dodgers, mainly the Brewers. If you want to beat River Ryan from your team right now, it's Logan Henderson. He's a lot better than River Ryan, I think, personally.
Yes.
But
I agree.
The Brewers probably said no. He might start game 2 of a playoff series for them, and that's
yes,
that. And this, as Tarik Skubal will start game 1, Mr. Ask, but you know what I mean. That's kind of why this decision becomes. It just became easier for the Dodgers to fit this trade in, among all other things.
Well, yeah, the Dodgers basically got to negotiate against themselves because it was then Emmett Sheehan, and they were like, "Well, River Ryan," and it's like, "Oh, okay, sure, we'll take." Yeah, it's definitely a source off at that point, but. I would have preferred Emmett Sheehan. I don't even think the Tigers got the best young pitcher in the Dodger system.
I feel like there is an argument between them because 3 years, just the 3 years versus 5 years of control.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't
Possibly.
Maybe. The Tigers
neither's pitching well right now. River Ryan probably is a better fastball than Emmett Sheehan. I could hear that argument, but it's not. Again, this is semantics now. It just comes down to the fact that the Dodgers have more to give than every other team in terms of their prospects and their literal dollars and cents.
Yes, although I think the Braves could have matched this. I really do. I also think
they didn't want to.
They should have. They're losers. They're absolute losers. Think about a world where I'm like the Braves should have been trading for Tarik Skubal. You're telling me that you couldn't have given A.J. Smith-Shawver, who I think is I love him. I like him as a prospect. Maybe he's also, if we want to talk about the injury concerns and young arms, he's the exact same thing as River Ryan, except not 28. I like Smith-Shawver more than him. I think if you wanted to do the Zaire Hope thing, it could have been an Eric Hartman. Eric Hartman might even be better.
Do we know how to say Southasine's name yet? It's a Southasine?
Southasine, yeah. Southasine could have been there. Lodice could have been in there. I feel like the Braves could have very easily made this package. And again, I'm arguing for the Braves, which is absolutely insane right now. That's losers. There's too many losers right now in Major League Baseball. Ownerships, front office, all this kind of stuff. It's not about winning anymore. That's the biggest problem with baseball. It's not necessarily always about trying to win.
It's about winning, but it's the annoying thing that David Stern says to us Mets fans that people hate. Yes. It's about winning sustainably. And the Dodgers are the only team that can make a move like this and still sell back that they're doing something sustainably. You know what I mean?
The Brewers could have, too.
The Brewers definitely could. The Brewers have enough prospects. But if I were the Brewers and you would have told me Logan Henderson and any of my, at least 50 value offensive prospects, I probably would have balked, too, at Logan Henderson. I would have tried to jam in as I keep saying, like Robert Gasser or Tyson Harden and Luis Pena. And you would have said no, and I would have been like, if they told the Brewers Logan Henderson or no deal, I understand where they're coming from.
I also I do think it's a little bit of the Dodgers machine too here, though. Of like they're getting some prospect hype on guys that are not getting the same hype in other organizations. I think we can also agree that too. I was trying my hardest.
Specifically on River Ryan?
Specifically on River Ryan.
I just think that they, like I said before, they had the unique opportunity to make sure he's still a prospect.
I know, but that's bullshit. TJ Stats called him a veteran prospect, James. Are we serious?
That's awesome.
That is insane. It's that's
so
nuts.
Cool. No, that's a great line right there. It's
veteran prospect.
Veteran prospect.
Are we kidding me?
Veteran prospect. He's so old, but honestly, keep playing devil's advocate. Maybe if you're the Tigers, you're
that's fine. You could do it. Yeah,
I can get 28 to 33 years old to this pitcher. That's perfect.
Oh, God, I hate everything about this, and the worst part is again, the Dodgers. Round of applause for them. That's a fucking no-brainer, absolute home run trade. Every single, basically, publication across the thing, you didn't give up one of your top 4 prospects. Not giving up DePaula, Sirota, Quintero, and Morales, who I think are legit studs. Those guys are dogs. Those are easy top 20 prospects, in my opinion, in all of Major League Baseball. Fantastic. Not giving up Zazueta, who looks disgusting. This stuff looks ridiculous.
I think Tigers would have preferred River Ryan because they keep saying they want a Major League ready pitcher.
Oh, it's how the fuck does this keep happening?
Right now, they do these better than everybody else, and at the same time, they have the best deal that any baseball team has, and they get to keep $100 million. That's not revenue shared every year.
Well, yeah, of course.
And they have Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, the TV contract is a major, talk about one of the most unfair advantages. That TV contract is the number one.
Yeah, it is. They just a machine. They can take on this risk more than any other team, so they're willing to do it when every other team is surplus value, robotic decision making, and when you have less of a margin, sure, that makes sense. But that's just kind of where this is.
I'm just trying to think of other teams that could have came in. So for the Cubs, it would have been Hartshorn, and I guess they just don't have
Ben Brown.
Hartshorn and Ben Brown. That feels comparable.
It does feel comparable, but Hartshorn's a step below Zaire Hope, still in the minor leagues.
He's at high A.
That does feel
comparable. 53
53
games there.
But there's been few more risk-averse front offices. I mean, besides the way they handle free agency, also as risk-averse as you possibly can with how much defensive value they seek with the Cubs. They don't make these aggressive moves, and they also don't really get close to winning. So
I know the teams are so annoying. Oh God, nobody else could have beat this.
The only team that realistically I think could have beat it and would have beat it is the Milwaukee Brewers, and they would have probably had to do Logan Henderson, and I'm sure that's why they said no.
Do you think that the Mariners could have beat this?
The Mariners could have beat this. Probably.
If you're
Cade Anderson.
No, I'm not talking Cade Anderson. But do you think you could have done Bryce Miller and Celestin and throwing another guy, who's the lottery guy? Don't you feel like if you're talking about control, wouldn't you rather have Bryce Miller? Maybe the Mariners don't want to go with Bryce Miller, but they're trying to get rid of starting pitching, it seems like. They're listening on George Kirby. Why wouldn't you try to move Miller then for Skubal?
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Why wouldn't you trade George Kirby?
If I were the Tigers, I'd take that in a second.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Easy. I mean, it's also there's probably more teams than we realize that we're just we're actually not interested because of the money and the elbow.
Yeah,
I think that's a really big thing that we all have not been paying close enough attention to. Besides, me has been obsessed with it for 2 months.
I think the elbow thing's bigger. I don't think the money is necessarily as big. I think the elbow is more of the issue right now. Also, did you see the proposed possible package the Phillies offered?
What was it, me and you?
No, it was horrible. It was terrible. It's being talked about. Shout out No More Fielders. He sent me it. The Phillies offer per Alex Call on Twitter was Gage Wood, Justin Crawford, and Jonathan Bolin.
Yeah. Gage Wood fits the bill. But you talk about other teams not wanting to go in. At least the Phillies were here's our best package.
Yeah. I think the Dodgers package is still better.
Significantly. But that's what it is. This isn't that teams didn't want this, not that teams couldn't beat the package. They didn't want to beat the package.
These teams got no dog no more.
The one team I do blame for that is the Milwaukee Brewers. Every other team, I'm you probably didn't have it anyway. But
no, the Brewers got sunned.
Yes. And also, even if another team couldn't beat it, it would have been nice if the Dodgers give a little bit more. Upgrade from Zaire Hope to Sirota would have been nice.
Yeah, right? Or just, that the Dodgers were dying to get him. And you were like, you know what? Saturday at midnight, that's when we do it. We're not even going to make them sweat for another. We're not going to let them sleep on it. That's crazy to me.
Also,
you had a full another day before the deadline's even done.
If you guys are out here really listening to these, or Kieran, if you recall, I really think that one of us said Zaire Hope and River Ryan on this program.
I think it's very possible.
Like this just felt like the Telegraph deal the whole time. It made the most sense.
And I think we said it, and we're like, we're going to be so mad when this is the deal.
Yeah, it is. And like Zaire Hope this year, I want to see how much he's DH'd in AA. That's a little bit. 21 games at designated hitter, 34 in right and 0 in center, 39 left. So yeah, you're getting. Hopefully, you get a decent corner outfielder and you get monster power, and we'll see if he ends up getting to like 35 home runs and like a 340 on base.
It's just it's so annoying. It's so annoying. It's really not that great of a package.
Do you think he's going to sign with them in free agency?
I do. My
My
hot take is he's going to sign an extension before the year's up. And you want to know
Boris
why?
don't do
Because I think this is the other conversation that we could have too. Me and you are not pro owner, and we are not. We need to have a lockout because the game is getting out of control and it's unfair. But I'm starting to completely. Like, the fans who are having that opinion, I'm not going to fight them nearly as hard anymore because I understand why they're having that from a baseline level. You see the Dodgers spend more money than everybody. You see them make trades more than anybody and get the best players easier than anybody. It might be a very, very blanket statement on the surface. It's very, very shallow, and you're not actually doing some critical thinking. But I totally understand why people are getting there. I think the Dodgers sign him just for the even 5% fear that there could ever be a salary cap instituted, which I don't think there will, but for the 5% chance that there could be, and then they're grandfathered in, they don't have to worry about it.
I don't think the salary cap even makes sense if a team like the Dodgers gets grandfathered in.
Why?
Because why do we even have it then? Now you just killed that was just guaranteed the further dynasty.
Like, how would you even do that? How does the salary cap even work for a team when they already have all this money committed? You can't be like, actually, no more.
That's what I'm saying. The length of contracts in the Dodgers team right now is very funny because it's 10 years Ohtani, 12 years Betts, 12 years Yamamoto, 4 years Kyle Tucker, 5 Blake Snell, 6 Freeman, 10 Will Smith, 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 1, 1, 1.
Their day of
2,
reckoning
1,
will
1,
come.
1.
It's just when we're going to be 40 years old.
Yeah, this is we're going through right now in baseball what we went through in basketball with Warriors. Like that's it. They're the
90s
best.
Yankees.
They are the best team. They are likely going to win the World Series. It would be one of the best stories in sports if they lost. I just don't think they're going to lose.
It's going to be pretty tough. As long as Tarik Skubal and Yamamoto stay healthy, it's going to be pretty difficult. Like at the National League, they are easily the best team now.
They have over a 30% World Series probability on Fangraphs.
That's
I've never,
crazy.
ever seen that before the Division Series.
What are they, like minus 100 probably to win the World Series?
Skubal didn't even look happy in his press conference that was on SportsCenter today.
No?
He looked like kind of, I don't know, like it's ambivalent about the whole thing. He was sad about leaving the Tigers. It looks like he kind of had a pit in his stomach about it.
Yeah, because you just made a super team even worse. He's going, oh shit, this isn't going to help the lockout talks at all.
Yes, it's bad. He knows it's bad for the players. It's also this weirdly because he got traded. He didn't have an option in this matter. And again, in the offseason, he'll have a chance to go whoever offers him the most money. This might inadvertently hurt his legacy. Like in the same way that people, he didn't choose this team. Like I'm thinking NBA.
Dodgers are
right
plus
now.
145, by the way.
Not a bad bet.
That's crazy. To win the National League, they're minus 130.
And they don't even have the best record.
They are betting favorites.
That's awful. Yeah, I wonder. I'm curious, but they're just probably gonna win, right?
Yeah, I mean it would take injuries. It is still baseball at the end of the day. They could get cold. I think the best chances in a 5-game series, that's where you got your shot, is to get them in 5 games. Because you could sneak away a couple and just get lucky like the Diamondbacks did back in, 2023?
Did they sweep them?
They did sweep them, but I'm saying that's your best shot. Like, if that Game 7 series, the Dodgers might rattle off 4 in a row. Who knows? But, also, the Diamondbacks caused this. That one inning, I saw the clip of where they hit the 4 home runs in the third inning against Lance Lynn because Lance Lynn was pitching for the Dodgers in 2023. Keep that in mind.
Dude, they've done this all the time. Do you want to run through the 2023 Dodgers roster and who got the plate appearances and who pitched the innings?
Yeah, it was insane. They became fucking Bane.
It's all. I mean, it's fucking Ohtani. Like if Shohei Ohtani was never born, none of this would be happening right now.
This is all Shohei Ohtani's fault. And MLB should have suspended him for gambling because we know it's him.
So that year, 2023, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, two fantastic hitters on Baseball Reference.
Yes.
Those guys combined for 15 WAR, 700 plate appearances each. Amazing, great. That's how
so good.
That's how you still wind up winning, however much they won. 100 games. Do you want to hear the rest of this?
Yeah.
Fourth most plate appearances on the Dodgers 2023. Can you give me a name?
2023 fourth most plate appearances on the Dodgers.
It was Freeman, Betts, Max Muncy. Who was number 4?
It's going to be who played like an outfield position. I don't know who. It's an outfielder, right?
It's an outfielder, center fielder.
Center fielder for the James Outman.
Yep, 151 games. James Outman, 600 plate appearances. And
James Outman, Tigers.
Yeah, James Outman, Tigers. Somehow the 114 OPS plus. The pitching is even more insane. The Dodgers that season. You want to know who led their team in innings? I'll give you the top. If you can get the top 5 guys in innings for the Dodgers that year, you can name your price.
I know one of them is Lance Lynn.
No, he was not. He was 7th.
He came in. Was he a deadline acquisition?
Might have been deadline. Might have been injury.
2023. Kershaw.
Yes, he was number 1.
Clayton Kershaw. All right, number 2.
The next 4, not one guy has really pitched in the major leagues since.
Oh man, now you've really. Who is it?
Clayton Kershaw, Bobby Miller,
Oh God,
Julio Urias, Tony Gonsolin, Michael Grove, and 6th for good measure, Brusdar Graterol. So 1 through 6 of the Dodgers really hasn't pitched in the major leagues very much. I mean, Kershaw did a good bit, but since 2023.
That's insane.
Yes, and that team lost. They got that's when their Joker moment happened against the Diamondbacks. But they also went to that season being like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. God, I hate the Dodgers. It'd be so sick if they lose.
We're all just going to root against the Dodgers now. That's what baseball is going to be this postseason. Everyone against the Dodgers.
It's the blood in the Crips meme.
Yeah. Braves should trade all the good players to the Brewers. Let it happen. And trade them all back at the
make
end.
A super team.
Someone
told me that there should be a thing called bounce back trades, where you can trade if you have a guy on a 2-year deal or like a multi-year deal, you can trade him to a team for half the season. He comes back like a loan in soccer.
Yeah, we invented loans.
I like it.
The Brewers should start losing games intentionally so they can get the 3 seed instead of the 1 seed, so they can line up to face the Dodgers in the 5 instead of the 7.
I'm in. I like
right.
that.
Let's get crazy here.
We need the Cubs to have a great deadline so they can win the division, and the Brewers can then face the Dodgers in the NLDS.
Or just maybe the Braves can get hot enough to jump over them, and they can do that. And because right now it lines up that would be the Braves versus the Phillies in the wild card round. The winner faces the Dodgers.
Okay.
Which would be kind of funny.
That would be a cakewalk for them.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It sucks.
Should we talk about the other trades?
Yeah, I guess a couple minutes here, real quick.
That Luis Castillo trade feels crazy.
It felt fun to me.
I mean, it's fun. I kind of love it, and I also kind of hate it. Like, I can't believe the White Sox are taking all the money and then also giving capable players.
Yeah, I think that it's besides Tarik Skubal, I guess, based on the way the conversation went. I think we're still going to be surprised how much starting pitchers seem to go for in the market. And I think Castillo also can be a valuable mid-rotation guy in a young team like that.
Yeah, no, it's not that Luis Castillo. I don't think Luis Castillo is like trash like his numbers have suggested this year. I think he's going to be completely fine. It's just more that I'm shocked that they took the money and were like, here's also players that will help you right now.
That's guaranteed. They're taking 100% of the money?
Yes, that's what I saw.
Wow. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. But I mean, they're also probably getting off of all of Sandy Dominguez, the rest of his money this year.
Yeah, I think it like evens out to like they're taking 20+ million with Luis Castillo.
He signed for next year too, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it comes out to.
Big thing. Wow. Yeah. Sandy Dominguez has a $10 million contract for next year as well.
Yes, so I think that's why it comes out to 20.
Yeah, so 20 total basically between the next 2 years.
I mean, yeah,
more or less
between the next 2 years, but good trade for both sides. Honestly, take away the money side, I don't think I care about that. Good trade for the Mariners; they get more bullpen arms, and Boston Smith has actually been kind of decent in the minors. And then for the White Sox, capable starting pitcher. They need more of them.
Yeah, that's good. Starting pitcher, these other starting pitchers probably go for more than you expect, especially after this Tarik Skubal package just happened. Talking to the Mets fans.
Yes, and then should we talk about Craig Yoho for 7 seconds?
Oh, I forgot. That was a cool trade.
That was a cool. I wish it was fucking Luis Torrens and Huascar Brazoban.
So there's a good note from Eno Saris that Craig Yoho, he just has such a weird changeup that all the stuff models really disagree on what that pitch is and can be. The one that grades it the best and everything that we see as the public is a model called Pitching Bot that's on Fangraphs.
Yes.
That grades him as one of the best changeups in baseball. The guy who made Pitching Bot was hired like a year or two ago by the Guardians to work in their analytics department. Yeah, so I think he was like, "Get me Craig Yoho."
He's like, "I like that guy."
Or be like, "We value Craig Yoho more than every other team." So if we don't see much with Bo Naylor, and then the Austin Hedges breakout, you don't need Bo Naylor anymore. He's a power hitter.
Austin Hedges is hitting nukes.
That also made me think the Brewers were ready to start trading out from some of their catchers, but maybe I get the Tigers didn't want a catcher for Tarik Skubal. Jefferson Kara doesn't move their needle with Dylan Dingler's breakout,
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
get that.
But yeah, I think it was a fun trade for both sides. I bet Bo Naylor actually becomes something adequate with the Brewers.
That's just what they do, so
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised. Also, wouldn't be surprised if he never does anything because he's been extremely underwhelming as a player.
And the other piece of that deal was Cody Ewer, and there was one more guy that went.
Cody
to
Ewer
Milwaukee.
and Naylor. Oh, it was Craig Yoho and
Right now.
this is good episode,
podcasting.
good YouTubing. Who was the last guy? It was something, wasn't it?
It was definitely something.
It was something.
It's loading right now. It was Craig Yoho and
Isaac Collins.
Oh yeah, no, was it? No, Isaac Collins on the Royals.
Ah, shit, Blake Perkins.
Why is the passing tweet not coming up? But I really love the new Twitter search. This is really the best.
All right, let's do Craig.
This is awesome.
Who's gonna get it first? Yoho trade.
Why is this not coming up?
It was Blake Perkins.
Blake Perkins, that was it. Yeah, great.
Yeah, simple. Good.
The Guardians needed some outfielder. I didn't think that was where they.
And Yoho's a good reliever.
Yeah, I think Yoho will be good. And I'm
Honestly,
sure
for the Brewers, it felt like you got worse.
it's probably fun for those two teams to make a trade. Be like, nice, we're both gonna win this.
They both feel happy.
Yeah, right. That's Tarik Skubal, I guess.
Yeah, and those are the trades. I think there's going to be a lot happening today. It feels like Sunday, after all the games that happened today, will end up being the time where we see some names being thrown around.
I think also because Skubal got traded, now things are going to start happening.
Well, yeah, now the Tigers can trade Casey Mize. They can trade anybody now. So, oh, God, fucking Dodgers, man.
Yeah, Dodgers, let's go Brewers.
Let's go Brewers. Let's go everyone else in Major League Baseball. This might be a time where I root for literally anyone but the Dodgers, which is going to be rare for very, very few teams in this in Major League Baseball. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so. You can follow James on social media at
James Schiano.
Now I'm GiraffeNeckMarc. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.